June the 20th, 2021. Guys, you're looking at early morning satellite images over the Gulf of Mexico. You can see the sun starting to rise on the right side or the east side. And this has been one of the strangest storms I think I've ever covered in all of these years. We watched it set down in the Bay of Campeche for nearly a week. Then it moved up through the center of the Gulf slowly, came ashore in Louisiana, moved over Mississippi, and we've been seeing tornadoes after tornado yesterday through the Panhandle, through Alabama, Georgia. We still have tornado warnings out, and they are in this lower section where you see the bright white clouds that are still trailing into the Gulf of Mexico. They're over the Florida Panhandle and parts of Georgia now. It's still yellow in that area. Here's the center circulation, which is in Alabama, about to move over into Georgia now. And the strange thing about this is that it's going to reform into a tropical storm while it's on land before it gets back into the Atlantic Ocean. Let's take a look at that. And looking at the actual hurricane map itself, it's centered right here. You notice that kind of in Alabama and in Georgia right now. It is moving at 13 miles an hour east, northeast, to the right and up. And it has sustained winds of 30 miles an hour. It's tropical depression, not a tropical storm anymore, but that's about to change. Let's take a look at it. And the map is showing you the center is actually into Georgia now at 7 a.m. You can see the rotation through both states. It remains a tropical depression until tonight, 1 hour after midnight at 1 a.m. Monday. It's going to be setting on the South Carolina, North Carolina border. And by that point, part of this storm could be touching the Atlantic Ocean, and that may be while it's starting to refuel. Notice the close proximity. The yellow lines for you guys in South Carolina is a tropical storm watch. But when you get, when you get to the border of North Carolina, the lines turn blue, and these are tropical storm warnings. It's crazy, isn't it? I understand. And that continues through 1 p.m. Monday, 1 a.m. Tuesday, still a tropical storm. Then it's going to come up through Nova Scotia and to St. John's. 1 p.m. Tuesday here, coming into St. John's at 1 a.m. Wednesday. You guys up there have taken 2 in a row now. But again, the area south of where the center of location is still under tornado watches. And looking at the national map, this is National Weather Center, not the Hurricane Center. The yellow area is tornado watches. This goes out into the Gulf of Mexico itself, through the Florida Panhandle, through southeast Alabama, and into southwest Georgia now. These could extend further north as we go into the day and tomorrow. We'll just have to keep an eye on it, guys. It's still 7:36 a.m. Central, and we don't have the heat of the day. And I mentioned this yesterday, and as soon as that sun got over us and we started seeing some heat, these tornadoes started popping up. Now, I didn't count them, but they went on through the night. Florida, Alabama, Georgia. And again, I hope everyone out there stayed safe, and you're safe this morning. It's not quite over with, and that's why I'm doing the video. Usually the day after landfall, we're kind of winding down the coverage, but right now it's just not time. And I want to say this. Notice out west, these are extreme heat warnings all across this area. All the big lakes and reservoirs are drying down. Let me say this. I hope you guys there in the Four Corners area, California, down in New Mexico, that you have some alternative plan in case it really hits the fan as far as water shortages go. We already know there's going to be a lot of crop losses. People are just basically walking away from their crops and even like their almond trees, things like that, because there's just no water. And here, guys, in the southeast and many other places, we actually have a lot of soil, not just sand. And sand doesn't retain that water. And so your moisture level in the on the surface gets very dry very quick. Here in the south, it's deep, rich dirt, not sand, and it retains a tremendous amount of moisture even down along the root areas when it's dry. So it's just a different situation, but you got forest fires out there, burn warnings, so make sure you're not one of the ones that start a fire and then burn down half the state, like some of these fools have done out there already, not paying attention. to the largest drought we've had in years, in decades, and you want to go out and start a fire in all these red flag areas, not very intelligent. Now, one thing I want to say, there's been a lot of conflict in this nation and a lot of destruction, and some of these fires are proof of that. And it happened last year. They proved arson in many fires. So if you're in one of the areas that are fire prone, that they're watching over in the southwest, make sure you pay attention to the sky and all warnings in case that a fire pops up for whatever reason, that you have time to evacuate. But guys, just keeping this short. You see what's going on. Tornado watches are out. This thing's going to move through the Carolinas and reform. We'll see if it holds that track once it gets offshore and if it varies east or west, and I'll update it when it starts to approach that area. But we're watching it. You watch it. Subscribe below. It's a heads up. Be safe.